it's Coach G and Kaylee. So I know it's been a little while since we've been able to do videos, just to update everybody of what's going on. So I had my surgery September 13th, so I'm officially in the halfway point of my recovery. Things are going really, really good. I feel really good, but I still am not able to do any sort of training. I have sutures inside that we don't want to bust open and then have more complications. So I'll be cleared to go back to start training again and exercise once I reach the full 8 weeks. Like I said, we're about halfway through, so another 4 weeks and then I'll be good to go. But in the meantime, I thought it would be good to take the opportunity to think of videos that we can show you without needing a lot of my participation in. So one really good one would be for some people who are just starting out or thinking of starting out. There's some drills and skills that you need to learn that are going to help you with protecting yourself and that you're going to be using a lot when you're doing jiu-jitsu. And one of those skills is how to fall properly, right? That's a big thing because fights and jiu-jitsu matches mostly start, and I say mostly because there are some schools that start on the ground, but most schools you're going to be starting from standing, which means you might be with someone who's going to be trying to take you down. And if you don't know how to fall properly, you can injure yourself, and we don't want that to happen, right? So we're going to go over how to properly do a break fall and the steps that we can take to start slow for those of us that can't start from standing already, right? How we can utilize and break it down step by step to build on it and make sure that we're doing it the right way, okay? So let's get started. Okay, so we can work from a seated position to start off with. This is really, really good for beginners. It's also really, really good if you have young children who are starting to learn, who are starting to learn jiu-jitsu. And this is really good for young children and also beginners to learn just the motion of falling backward and where to put your hands and how to keep your head tucked, right? So the very first thing we always want to do, we're protecting two things when we're break falling. We're protecting our head and we're protecting our arms. So if you know naturally if you've fallen, right, you like to try and, whoa, I'm going backwards, and you post your hands. This is a big no-no because depending on how hard and fast you're falling, you can break your arm, you can break your arm, right? And then, of course, depending on where you're falling, if you're falling on the concrete or something and you hit your head, that's really bad too, right? You can crack your head open, get a concussion, hit it hard enough in the right spot, you can, it can be fatal, right? So, starting from a seated position, where you put this. So starting from a seated position, she's just going to have her knees bent and she's just going to grab around her legs, right? Right, just like this. So she's going to be in like a rocking motion, okay? So before she does this rocking motion, and you can do that a few times if you want to, right? So first thing she's going to do, she's going to make sure she's going to glue her chin to her chest. Okay, and the reason why we hold our hands up in front of us like this is to prevent from posting back, right? So she's going to keep her hands in front, chin glued to her chest. Now she's going to rock back, and as soon as her back touches the mat, she's going to give the mat a high five. And now notice when she gives the mat a high five, her arms are being placed close to her body here. We don't want to get in the habit of slapping the mat out here, right? Keeping everything close. Okay, and if you notice, her head never touched the mat, her chin stays to her chest to prevent this like whiplash motion, right? If you're having trouble with that, or you have a young child who's having trouble with that, we can grab a tennis ball. We're going to put the tennis ball under their chin, and we're going to have them hold the tennis ball with their head. Now the goal is when they do their rock back and hit the mat, they cannot drop that tennis ball, right? That's gonna help them to keep that chin tucked. So when she rocks back, she hits the mat and the ball didn't move. She still has the ball there. So you can use that if you need help with that. One more thing when we're doing this to create a muscle memory, right? Because I see this with a lot of adults and a lot of kids when they're doing their breakfall from standing. You're in such a momentum, right? As you fall backward, it's easy for your legs to come up, toes overhead, right? We don't want this, okay? Because if you're breakfalling, if you're falling in jiu-jitsu or in a self-defense situation, for one of two things. If it's jiu-jitsu, I'm taking her down. She falls like this and her legs are over top. Right now it's going to be super easy for me to engage, pin her legs and start my passing. Okay? But if this was a self-defense situation and I pushed her and she falls and her legs come over, now this is really bad for her because she lost sight of me. Okay? Whether I have a weapon or whatever the case may be. She doesn't want to take her eyes off of me in a self-defense situation. So we don't want to practice falling and having our toes go over our head like this. Okay? So from that rocking position, sit up. So as she hugs her legs, tucks her chin, and she rocks, she's going to make sure that those legs are not going to go flying. They stay right here. And she could always see in front of her. Okay? So from standing, she's going to tuck her chin, cross her arms, and for practice, again, we're going to make it a little bit safer, a little bit easier. She's going to squat to get lower down to the mat, right? Now that she's lowered down to the mat, now she'll fall to her back, hit the mat, and you notice her feet didn't go flying up over her head. Again, you can still use the tennis ball when you're doing this one. She stands up. You can continue using the tennis ball with this one as well. She has her chin tucked, arms crossed, we get low ball, and we keep a hold of the tennis ball, right? Okay, so the breakfall we just showed is when you're falling straight backwards, right? In jiu-jitsu, depending on takedowns that are being done to you, you might be falling to your side. So there's also a side breakfall, right? Now to practice this and start from laying down, you're just gonna have one leg straight, one leg bent. She's gonna have her arms out in front of her. And now she's going to swing her entire body to the other side and hit the mat. But you see how she posted that arm way out there? I still want her arms close to her body. So, yes, here, close to your body. So she's gonna swing to the other side, hit the mat. Swing to the other side, hit the mat. And you notice she still has her head up, chin tucked, right? We're still protecting our head. And now we're just getting in the motion of when her body hits sideways, we're not posting our arm, we're still high-fiving the mat or hitting the mat, okay? This is just to create the muscle memory of not posting, breaking the fall, okay? Protecting your legs. So now from standing, and this is still a little bit new for Kaylee too, so let's see how she does. Standing, she's going to put all of her weight on one leg. She's going to cross the other one in front. Whatever leg she crossed in front, she's going to cross that arm in front. Now she's going to squat on her one leg, and as she falls to the side, she slaps the mat. Exactly. Okay? So that's a way we can start off with learning how to do a side break fall. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that this video helps some of you guys out, or even if you've been practicing jiu-jitsu for a little bit now and maybe you picked something up through this video that will help make your break fall a little bit better. If you have any questions or comments, let us know below. As always, make sure to
like and subscribe,
and we'll see you next time on the mats.